welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you have watched my videos before. My name is Claudia and I'm so happy that you're here watching this video. So for today I'm going to be doing like a book tag. Today, I don't think I've ever done a book tag on my channel before, so very excited, but it's basically the best and worst books I've read so far this year. So far I've read 30 books, which I'm actually very happy with that and quite impressed. Last year I read 25 books. I'm aiming to read 50 this year, so fingers crossed I can get to that. But yeah, so basically I'm gonna be just answering the questions and telling you about the best and worst books that I've read so far this year. So if you enjoy this video, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of me or more of my videos, then please do subscribe. But let's just get straight on into the book tag. Okay, so I've just got my laptop here with the questions so I don't forget anything. But the first book is best book you've read so far. That is like so hard. Like, best book I've read so far this year. I've had quite a few like 5-star reads. I'm gonna do like a top 2, top 3 moment because it is very hard to like narrow it down. Okay, so one of the best books just has to be The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This was incredible, like one of my favorite books. I know I got to it a little bit late, but I loved it. It was like so beautiful and like heartbreaking and like just a massive range of emotions. Like, it was very touching and like heartfelt, and I loved the writing. I love Taylor's writing, and it was just such an incredible story. And just to see what the film industry was like back then, and obviously women do still face a few of those things in the film industry today. It's obviously come a long way and it is considerably better, but just to see what a woman faced back then, you know, due to like culture or how she looked, and just, yeah, it was just like wow, like very eye-opening. Yeah, it was just like incredible to see like what she went through and what she did like to keep a roof over her head, and like the lengths that she had to go to like stay in Hollywood and like keep getting roles and all those kinds of things. Like, there's so much that goes into it. I thought it was really interesting the way it flicked from like interview to like past moments in her life. I really liked that, and I'm excited for the adaptation, but I'm also very nervous. I'm pretty sure they're doing it as a movie and it's going to be on Netflix, I think, but I've seen a lot of people saying that they should really do it as like an episode, like a TV show with episodes, because it'd be easier to kind of dedicate an episode to each of the husbands in Evelyn's life during all of those like relationships. I just don't know how they're going to condense it all into a movie. I hope they do it justice. I hope they do right casting. They have to get the casting right as well. But really enjoyed this book. Definitely one of the best books I've read this year. Okay, and then I'm going to talk about one more book for best book I've read so far this year. There's probably like, I want to say there's like probably a few others that were definitely favorites, and I'd probably say they're like one of the best books I've read so far this year, but I think there's just a few too many, so I kind of want to talk about my top 2. So It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. Oh my god, this is one of the best romance books I've ever read. I absolutely love it. It's the grump and sunshine trope, which I love. Piper and Brendan have my heart. Like, I loved this. It was so entertaining, so fun, just such a like, oh, an escape. Like, I just felt like I was there in the summery vibes, like, oh. But really enjoyed this. Like I said, it's a grump sunshine trope. It's a bit of an enemies to lovers as well, and I just love their relationship and their friendship as well. Like, oh, they're just so good together, and just the chemistry and like everything is just fabulous. And yeah, if you don't know, basically Piper, her and her sister Hannah, they go to this small like fishing town, and because that's where their like father's roots were, and so they do up like this old like, I guess, tavern pub, yeah, anyway, they do it up, and then that's where Piper meets Brendan, and Hannah also meets Fox there. Really enjoyed this. It's such a fun read, and I love the cover as well. Like, how cute is that? But yeah, really enjoyed this. Don't have anything bad to say about it. This is also getting adapted into a movie, so very excited for that. I hope they also do this justice too. Fingers crossed. There are so many like book adaptations coming out or like being made this year, which is crazy. But yeah, so there you go. Next question. Worst book you've read so far this year? And when I saw this question in the tag, I immediately knew what the book was going to be. Like 100% knew what the book was going to be. I didn't even think about it. Like, I just knew. Oh, by the way, before I forget, It Happened One Summer and Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo both got 5 stars rating from me, by the way. This book though, for worst book, 1 star, hun. It's very much that audio. It was so bad, I'd give you like a 0, but I can't, so I'm gonna give you a 1. Oh, Vladimir by Julia May Jonas. This was so bad. Yeah, literally the worst book I've read so far this year. I did this as a buddy read with one of my best friends, Nicole. Hello if you're watching. I don't think you are, but hello. And we were so excited about this book because we went to Melbourne back in May as like a little birthday trip for me. And we saw this in the Dimox there. We were like, oh my god, let's get it. Like, we've heard it's coming out, we've seen the cover, it's very intriguing, like let's get it, because we haven't seen it in bookstores like back home. So we got it and we were like, let's do it as a buddy read. And we were very much excited because like the cover does look rather like fabulous, and I love the white sort of graphic, I want to say, like not graphic, sorry, like gothic old style font, and it just looks so cool, and like that beautiful forest green. We were like, yes, let's do it. Oh wow. Wow, this was really bad. It was like, I just can't even put it into words. There were a lot of things in here as well that the main character, which by the way doesn't have a name, there were a lot of things she said and did in this book that were very questionable and just didn't agree with. There were like 2 little pink moments which were nice quotes. Apart from that, nothing. I actually surprisingly sped through this, maybe because it was so boring and bad. It was really easy and quick to read through. It was just terrible. Such a disappointment because we were looking forward to reading it. Essentially it's about this like teacher who teaches at a college, and then these students came out and said that the husband was having like relationships with these students and whatnot, and they both, like, she knew about it. So he was having like relationships on the side with these students. They still lived together and they weren't divorced or anything, but they both had like extra, it literally says it here, extramarital pursuits on the side. And there was a lot of victim blaming, especially when the girls came out and said stuff, and didn't like that. That's not right. Like, so much victim blaming, especially from the wife, and she didn't care like that there were these girls coming out and saying stuff. Like, then she meets Vladimir, who is this new like educator, and she is very infatuated by him. She wants to get to know him and I guess start a sort of relationship with him. And he has a partner and he has a child. And then there's like a very weird plot twist where, actually, you know what, I'm going to tell you. If you want to read this and you want to avoid spoilers, skip to this timestamp. Give you a second. Okay, anyway, there's this like very bad like plot twist where she essentially drugs him and like cable ties him to a chair. No, not cable ties. It was cable ties or chains to a chair. Takes his phone, messages his wife to say, oh yeah, I'm not going to be home. Oh my god, it was so bad. And then she literally held him hostage in this cabin of hers, and then when he woke up she was like, oh yeah, we just woke up very, very drunk, you want to try something, so I just tied you to this, you know, chair, like, so nothing happened. And then they were literally like having breakfast and happy families in this cabin, but then he did like a 180 on her, and he saw the text that she sent to his wife through his laptop, and it was just so bizarre and so strange. Like, we were expecting a fun vibe. It was written so badly, like really bad. This is also her debut. No. And actually my friend Nicole pointed this out because we spoke on the phone after she finished it, because I finished it before her, and she was like, girl, how did you do this? Like, please tell me it gets better. And I was like, it doesn't. But she pushed through and finished it, and then she was like, I think she may have gained some inspiration from Lolita, which I haven't read Lolita, I've only heard of it. Nicole hasn't read it either. And the author of that is Vladimir. What is this called? Vladimir. I was like, oh, she's onto something. Yeah, just really bad. Didn't enjoy it. The ending was absolutely bizarre. At the end, the main character spouts out all of these random words in this massive paragraph, literally. This whole section here, just all these random words. It doesn't even make sense. It's not a sentence or anything. And then the very last line is, oh shame. And I was just left very confused because I was like, what? The book was oh shame, but like it's such an odd ending, it actually doesn't make sense. And I was like, I can't, yeah. So by far this is the worst book I've read so far this year. Sorry, this was a very long-winded explanation. I wouldn't recommend this to my worst enemy. No. No. I still like the cover. Just the contents inside was very bad. This was literally a case of don't judge a book by its cover. Okay, next question. Best sequel you've read so far this year? Has to be Our Violent Ends by Chloe Gong. This was so good. I absolutely love this duology by Chloe Gong. The first book is These Violent Delights. This one is called Our Violent Ends. It's also a Romeo and Juliet retelling. Wow, it was so good. I love the writing. Like, I love the first book as well. Love the writing, love the aesthetic and the vibe of these books. It's set in like 1927 and in Shanghai, so cool. There's like gangs and everything as well, so it's obviously quite a twist on Romeo and Juliet. But yeah, so Romeo is Roman Montegov and Juliet is Juliet Sy, so like Capulets and Montagues, and it's just so cool. There's like, obviously it is still star-crossed lovers, that's the word I was thinking of. Still star-crossed lovers because the families are in gangs and they're like against each other, especially like the parents, like the main people sort of dictating what the gangs do and stuff. But there's like sort of monsters. It's a bit of like a fantasy element too, because there's these monsters and they take over like the bodies of people, and this isn't like a massive spoiler thing, by the way. And so people get infected and stuff like that, and like Romeo and Juliet have to like work together. It is such a good sequel, the best sequel I've read so far this year. Also, at first I thought this was a stunning cover, but closer to the end of the book I realized this lighter has big symbolism, honey, big symbolism. But yeah, I annotated a little bit in this book. Let me read you maybe like a cute spoiler free quote. I love you, I still love you so much that I hate you for it. Wow, the enemies to lovers. So yeah, there is a little enemies to lovers moment, but loved this, gave it 5 stars. Was so good. Okay, next question. New release you haven't read yet but want to. Miss Sally Rooney, Beautiful World, Where Are You? I need to get to this ASAP. I love Sally Rooney, love her writing. Normal People is one of my favorite books ever. I absolutely need to reread it at some stage and like re-annotate. I haven't read Conversations with Friends yet. I want to read that too, but I actually want to read this a little bit more than Conversations with Friends, so I want to read this first, then that. I also haven't watched the Conversations with Friends show yet. Also, if you can hear that noise, it's just the blender. My mum's just making soup, so she's just using the blender. But it shouldn't be too loud. But yeah, I got the beautiful hardcover. She's stunning. I also love like the end pages, like, oh, stunning. And yeah, that looks, it's so nice, the hardcover. And this is actually kind of like a special edition because it includes an extra short story. So very excited. Really looking forward to reading this and annotating it to my heart's content. Yeah, so I really need to read this. In the comments, be like, Claudia, you need to read this. So yeah, I'm going to bump that up on my TBR. Oh, I'm so excited. Most anticipated release for the second half of the year. 100% without a doubt has to be The American Roommate Experiment. What? I glitched. The American Roommate Experiment by Eleanor Admas. Oh, yeah. Hello. I got too excited. I'm out of focus. Hello. Thank you. I'm so excited. Like, oh my goodness gracious. I absolutely adore. Hold on. I absolutely adore and love this book with my whole heart, The Spanish Love Deception. It is fantastic. I need to do a reread ASAP as well of this and annotate, because the first time I read it I didn't annotate, but I need to reread and annotate. I love this. Aaron Blackford. Catalina. Oh, they just have my heart. I love them. I love them. I am quite nervous for the movie adaptation of that, because it's just like, who is going to live up to Aaron Blackford? Like, who could they possibly cast that could live up to Aaron Blackford? And they also better cast Catalina, right? So I am a bit nervous. But I'm so excited for the American Roommate Experiment. It comes out on the 6th of September, I'm pretty sure. And it is about Rosie, so Catalina's best friend who also works in the tech company. I'm so excited. And I really hope we get like an Aaron and Catalina little cameo. That'll be great. So very excited for that. I cannot wait to read it. So definitely my most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Okay, biggest disappointment. It has to, and I was actually going to say Vladimir, but I thought of another book to actually use for this question. You and Me on Vacation by Emily Henry, which is People We Meet on Vacation. It's just in Australia we get the UK editions of the book, so this is the UK edition. I do actually think I prefer the American cover, which is like the green and orange. I'll put it on the screen. This was probably the biggest disappointment. I didn't annotate. It was Miss Emily Henry. I felt like I was reading a recount. You know, like in school when we'd have to write a recount of like our holiday or our weekend. That's what I felt like I was reading with this. I don't like Alex at all, really. I like Poppy, I just don't like Alex. He's kind of a pain. Hold on, my camera's gonna cut off. Okay, we're back in business. Alex is just kind of a pain. There was a lot of things he like said and did in this book that just didn't sit right with me, and I was like, what is your deal? Why are you acting like this? Like, do less. Do less. I go 3 stars. I do want to give Book Lovers a go, and I know she's coming out with a book next year too called Happy Place. Let me know if Book Lovers is good, if you guys have read it, like non-spoiler reviews please, but just let me know if it's worth it. I haven't done Beach Read, but I think I might give Book Lovers a go. I think that's better than Beach Read, some people have said. But yeah, I just didn't enjoy this. I think it was way too overhyped, and I just didn't like enjoy it. Like, it wasn't the best romance I've read. So yeah. Okay, next question. Biggest surprise. And I take this as like a sort of positive question, like biggest surprises and oh wow, I actually really enjoyed that. Bunny by Miss Mona Awad. I really enjoyed this. I became fascinated with this book and put it on my TBR when I heard Chloe and Caitlin talking about it. They're two of my favourite booktubers along with Kevin. Chloe and Caitlin love this book. They talk about it like religiously. And I was like, you know what, I really want to read it and pick it up. So I finally ordered it and read it. And it was so like wacky and cool. Like, it's just such a cool concept. And it was so fascinating. I was just like, oh, this is actually really like cool, and just like, wow. Yeah, really enjoyed this. Such a fun vibe. Very girl boss vibes as well. So basically it focuses on Samantha, so she's like our main character, and then there's this clique like in the university where they call each other Bunny. It's a group of girls and they call each other Bunny, and she receives an invitation to join the Bunnies, but it's also known as like the Smart Salon. And it was, oh wow. It was just crazy. Like, it kind of turned into quite a thriller, almost horror vibe, and I was like, oh wow, this is very interesting. Because like, I thought it was very much like a sorority sort of thing, like when she got invited to join like this clique where they call each other Bunny. I thought, oh, it's very much like a little sorority, like real fun vibes. Oh well, yeah, so good. I was very taken aback when it was not a sorority vibe. But it was so entertaining, so gripping. I couldn't put it down. I read through it quite quickly. Yeah, would really recommend if you're looking for a fun like thriller girl boss bunny vibe. And I now love bunnies even more. It's crazy. It's crazy. New favourite author has to be Tessa Bailey. Love her stuff. It Happened One Summer, Hook, Line and Sinker. Love. I have My Killer Vacation up there, which I'm so excited to read, and I have Window Shopping, which I was going to read last year for Christmas, but I actually didn't read any books in December last year, I don't think. So I want to read that this year. And My Killer Vacation I'm going to read soon, like in the warmer weather. But yeah, Tessa Bailey is definitely a new favourite author. There's like a few other authors whose work like I've fallen in love with as well, but there's just like too many to list, so I'm just gonna stick with Tessa Bailey because her romance is stunning and I just love her books. Next question. Newest fictional, sorry, that's not right. Newest fictional crush or newest favorite character. So newest fictional crush, I have to say Noah from Throttled. It's the Dirty Air series by Lauren Asher, and oh my god, I need to read the rest of the series ASAP. Throttled is the first book in the series. It's so good. I love Noah and Maya. Yeah. Noah is a new fictional crush. I'm now also in my Formula 1 era because the love interests in the Dirty A series are like Formula 1 drivers. Yeah, I'm in my Formula 1 era now. I'm obsessed with it. There you go. If you want to talk about Formula 1, let me know in the comments. But yeah, very excited to read the rest of that series. And then newest favourite character, I do want to say Maya from Throttled. Love her vibe and love her energy. Like, I just love everything about her. So definitely them. I do have a lot of other new favourite like characters and stuff, but they're like my top ones at the current moment. Also, I have to say, if you read the Dirty Air series, there's extended epilogues for each of the books. So I read the Throttled extended epilogue as well. And it was just everything that I needed and more. A book that made you cry. It has to be The Little Prince. Like tears. Tears, my friend. I love this book. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I love the quotes, the meaning and the symbolism behind the book and behind the quotes. The storytelling is just like, wow. But yeah, it did make me cry. But I did love it. 5 stars, by the way. Oh, also, I don't know if I mentioned, I gave Bunny 5 stars as well. And I gave Throttled 5 stars as well. I have no shame. But yeah, loved this. It made me cry, but loved it. It's beautiful. If you haven't read it, go read it. But I love this little edition. It's got like illustrations in there too. Beautiful. Next question, a book that made you happy. The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. I really liked this. I adore the series. I love it so much. They're currently filming season 2. I'm so excited. But I loved this and it just made me so happy because it was just such a fun summer romance YA book and I really enjoyed it. I'm definitely going to reread the series in the warmer summer weather. I've read the whole series this year. Like after the show came out, I was like, okay, I need to read all 3 books. I sped through them. It didn't take me long to read them at all. Annotated all of them, and I really enjoyed all of them. Obviously they came out quite a while ago, so some of the things that were said in the writing was like a bit different to now, and different to All the Boys because they came out later, but I still really enjoy them all. I'm a Team Conrad girly. I gave this 5 stars. Look, it made me happy. I'm easy to please. But yeah, I'm a Team Conrad girly, always will be, and also Team Belly because we love her. I do love the TV tie-in edition of this, like just the photo of them running on the beach, the simple white font, and then that like pop of colour with the yellow. Oh, I love that. It's so nice. But yeah, this made me happy. I really enjoyed it and it was just such a lovely fun summer vibe. I would like to have a Summer I Turned Pretty summer myself, so yeah. But yeah, I would recommend the series if you're looking for a nice fun summertime. The most beautiful book you've bought this year. Now this was a little bit tough because I've bought some like nice cover books this year, but the 2 that kind of stand out to me I think I may have bought last year. But I'm going to show them because that's what I would put as my answer for this question. First, without a doubt, has to be the Song of Achilles Anniversary Edition. Like the foiling, oh wow, look at that, look at that. Oh, it's not focused. Like, look at this detail. Are you kidding? And the gold foiling and then the quote on the back. We were like gods at the dawning of the world and our joy was so bright we could see nothing else but the other. Stop it. Stop it right now. I desperately need to reread Song of Achilles, but I'll reread my paperback because that's where I like annotate. Look at the end pages. Are you kidding? The gold ribbon. And then look at this. I'm sorry. Look at this. Like the leaf design. Also, look at this beautiful illustration for Circe at the back, which I haven't read and I desperately need to read as well. But yeah, this is definitely one of the most beautiful books I've bought. Like, stunning. I have one more book. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue V. Schwab. This is the illustrated anniversary edition. Look at the cover, look at the edges. Like, I'm sorry. And then it's grey on the top and on the bottom, and it's got a gold ribbon bookmark, and this is just gorgeous. I haven't read this book either yet. I know. I will get to it. Look at the end pages though. Oh, are you kidding? With those illustrations. Oh wow. Wow. I think the other, yeah, sorry. Just give me a moment. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Yeah, just absolutely stunning. This is one of the prettiest editions of books I own. Oh my god, I forgot, I need to show you guys. Look at the actual book, the naked hardback. Yeah, that's right. If you don't have this, you need it. Inside, there's like illustrations in the books. Like when the chapters start, there's illustrations. Oh, hold on, this is what I wanted to show you. So I want to say like partway through the book, they included like art illustrations from people online. Like, how stunning is that? Are you kidding? Look at this. Oh my god. It's just like, this is a very nice special edition. Oh my god. Yeah, you just basically need to get it. I don't make the rules. It's stunning. Last question. What books do you need to read by the end of the year? Kingdom of the Curse by Kerry Maniscalco. I adore Kingdom of the Wicked. It's one of my favorite books ever. I just really resonate with it as well. Like, obviously being Italian, it's basically set in Italy. The characters are Italian. There's a girl in the book with my name, and there's also a person in the book with my mum's name. And it was just like, wow. And I didn't know that going into the book. So I desperately need to read the sequel because it's a trilogy. So the third book is coming out this year. So I desperately need to read this before I get the third one. But this is the Barnes & Noble edition of the book. Oh, the map. Yeah, just stunning. This also has a extra chapter from Roth's point of view. I think I've been saying wrong. I've been saying Wrath, but it's actually Roth. But yeah, so excited to read this. Definitely need to get to it. Next book I really want to read by the end of the year, My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante. I need to read this, but desperately need to read this. I've heard nothing but good things, so yeah, I have to get onto this ASAP. I really want to get to Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Malors. Really want to read this soon. I've heard very good things, and I'm just, yeah, so intrigued about the storyline. I love the cover as well, like the font, the colours, the picture. But yeah, I'm very excited to read this, so I want to get to this ASAP as well. Then I have one more book which I don't actually have a physical copy of, but I really want to read Ariadne by Jennifer Saint, because I've heard wonderful things about that, and I've just heard it's such a beautiful, like, empowering story. And she recently brought out a new book called Electra, which is like another Greek mythology retelling. Ariadne is as well, but yeah, desperately want to get to that book as well. But look, my TBR is ever growing. It's just endless at this point. There's so many books that I want to read, but these are kind of like top ones that I want to get to. But yeah, that is it for the like best and worst books I've read so far this year. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've read any of these books or if you have some more for your TBR now. But yeah, I think that's everything. This video is already pretty long, so I'm going to get the outro short. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all well and taking care of yourselves. I hope you're all having a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I will all see you English. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.
What's it like to stay in a cake made of strawberry?